Lead generation is an expense. Lead conversion is an ROI.
Right. So
Yes.
how do you teach agents not to spend a lot of money yet get those conversions?
It's hard. It's hard because the easiest thing to do is to whip out this wallet and just, you know what, I need more business, so I'm going to buy more leads. And that's not where it's at, right? We're easily thinking we need more leads, more leads. We don't. We need to focus on lead conversion, not lead generation. Lead generation is way easier, right? It was harder back in the day, but now you've got so many sources, whether it's PPC or Facebook, Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes, it doesn't matter, right? There's so many leads coming in, but we've got to convert, right? We're in a day where we're thinking automate, buy, but we're automating ourselves out of business. We're real estate agents, right? We need to focus on the service, not the sale. The consumer's going to start working with the agent who stands out, who's providing service, right? And that happens through the prospecting and the lead conversion process, right? So that's what I really want to tell agents is you got to get your systems in place and have some sort of follow-up system to convert these leads, not just buy more. Buying more is not the solution. First of all, think about the lead's journey, right? So I want to talk about, this is not your journey as a real estate agent. It's the consumer's journey, right? So focus on their journey. So if that lead came from, if it came from Facebook or it came from Google AdWords, for example, I know they're a long ways out because they're online. They're not really raising their hand, like calling from a sign or walking through an open house. They're taking more actions, right? So understand, first of all, what is that client's journey? So I'm going to convert them. I need to know that journey first. So online lead, that it's a forced registered, that didn't raise their hand, I know I got to have a follow-up for at least a year. Have automation in there, but the first 3 days are critical. You guys hear me talk a lot about the rule of 3, right? 3 times a day for 3 days, all right? For 3 days in a row, the first 3 days, you need to pound it. I call land, air, and sea, which is phone call, email, and text and video text. So like day 1, lead comes in, it is speed to lead. Seconds matter at this point. So when that lead comes in, it's accepted. Don't take time anymore to research them on Facebook or whatever. Dial the phone. While it's ringing, you can look in your CRM and see what did they look at, what areas, right? So if they answer, you can talk. Let's be honest. Most of them are blowing us off. They're not answering the phone, right? Don't leave a voicemail. Real estate agents, we love to talk. So we get a new lead, we get their voicemail. It's like, oh, hey, Gabe here. I'm the best darn agent in all of Boise, blah, 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 blah. We throw up all over them. The consumer didn't give us permission yet, right? They just registered. So what I say, call immediate. Don't leave a voicemail. Follow it up with another call right off the bat. Double dial. Hang up again, right? If they don't answer, hang up. Don't leave a voicemail. If you think about it, you're looking at your phone. It's an unknown number, right? They didn't leave a voicemail. They call you right back. And all of a sudden, you're like, why did the same unknown number call me back twice in a row? You start thinking, is something wrong? What's going on? Your interest is piqued. All right, so it's a double dial. The next thing is send them a text. I have a software company. I see what agents, it's for real estate agents, and I see their text. Again, they're way too long. There's several sentences right off the bat introducing who they are and why they're the best agent they should work with. The consumer doesn't care yet. We haven't earned it, right? Keep it short. That first text that goes out after the calls that you didn't leave a voicemail should be 3 words. Is this Fred? Whatever the lead's name is. Because if you think about it, I just missed a call from an unknown number. They called me right back. I'm like, why did they call back and not leave a voicemail? And then I get it. It says, is this Gabe? And it's me. I'm like, what the heck? They called twice. What's wrong? You start thinking what's going on. They knew who I am. They called back right away. You're going to start seeing a response a lot of times, 70, 80%. Yes. Who is this? What's magic about this is whenever the consumer engages you, the whole idea when you get a lead is to engage them, right? You want to get that conversation going. You can't set an appointment without engagement. When you get that, yes, who is this? They've just given you permission to introduce yourself, to now start the dialogue. This is Gabe with Core Group EXP. I want to see how I can be of service. Again, focusing on the service, not the sale. Not, hey, I saw you visit my website. Want to know if you want to go look at homes this weekend. I'm not focusing on them. I'm focusing on me. It's their journey, not mine. So day 1, double dial, call immediate, send a text, is this? If you don't get a response, then send a video email. Send a video email. Video email, 400% higher open rate. Be personable, stand out, do what others aren't willing to do. Just spoke in a room of 400 people, and only maybe 10 people raise their hand that they're consistently using video email. NAR just released a report with over 70%, like 72% of the buyers are working with the first agent they make contact with and build rapport with. Video email is going to build way more rapport than just a written email. As agents, we're not doing what others aren't, right? The whole 80-20. There's a reason why 20% of the agents are doing 80% of the business. It's because they're doing the things that the others aren't. So, if we're going to talk prospecting and lead conversion, what are the things that I can easily implement and do in my business to stand out? Can you call twice in a row, send a text and a video email? It takes 60 seconds to do all 3 of those steps. It's so easy. It's easy to implement, and it's the step 1 of converting. And then don't give up. Get your systems in place. Get your CRM, put them in there, nurture them. Nurture them. Remember, online leads, you need at least a year minimum. Online leads that don't raise their hand asking a question, on average 12 to 18 months. All right, your Zillow, your Realtor.com, the ones that are raising their hand, sign calls, saying I have a question on this property, 4 to 6 months. So know their journey. Where did this lead, this prospect come from? And then set your expectations. I'm going to, on average, have to follow up with them this long to convert. Once you get that mental understanding of the conversion process based on that lead, it's easier to follow up because we don't give up at that point. I know because this lead came from this source, I have to on average follow up this long. Now you're not giving up. Now you don't feel defeated because you called 3 or 4 times and they never responded, right? We're people. We don't like not getting responded to, right? So when you set the proper expectations with yourself, with the follow-up, right? The fortunes in the follow-up, we've all heard that, right? But understand where that lead's coming from, their journey, that conversion cycle, and then you're gonna start succeeding and converting more because you actually understand the process. Do you know that you can make phone calls on this? Do you realize you can talk? You can push buttons and talk to somebody, right? They're relying on automation. They're relying on an auto email, an auto text, and I'm all for automation. I have a technology company, right? And I use it in my own real estate team, but they're afraid to pick up the phone. People are so afraid to talk. We're all texting more and more. I get it, and I'm not saying don't text, but you're going to build rapport when you're talking to somebody, when you hear their voice, their tone, their inflection, their personality, right? This is an emotional process. If you're buying your home right now, you have emotions in this. You want to go through this with somebody that you understand, that you relate to, that you like, right? It's hard to build rapport and like somebody via text when you've never met them. Agents are going wrong because they're afraid to pick this up. They got to let it go. Just let it go and pick up the phone. Don't have a fear of rejection. Or if they don't answer, if they say don't call back, guess what? First of all, very few people get angry, hang up on you, and don't say call back. That means when you get that person that does it, you're one step closer to the appointment. You got to get over your fear of this phone. If you have a fear of this, you're in the wrong business. Like you've got to get over it. You got to do what others aren't willing to do. And everybody wants to automate themselves to the closing table. And you can't do it. I can't automate lead generation. I can't automate my follow-up and be a top agent. You have to insert yourself into it. And that starts by picking up the phone and turning on the video camera for video email and video text.
If you could tell an agent one thing, just the most important thing in your opinion, what would it be?
Check your ego. Check your ego. Get over it. Like when it comes to the video, email, or making the phone calls, how you sound, how you look. I mean, isn't the goal to meet and set appointments and go show them property, right? They're going to meet you regardless. Be authentic. Be yourself. The people that you're calling aren't perfect. You're not perfect, right? Check the ego, right? Be yourself and just make yourself available. When you check your ego, you're now able, we all got into this because we're people, right? Now, I want to provide, I love people, I love real estate, I'm going to be the best agent, I'm going to provide the best service. But then our egos get in the way. I can't make the calls, or I don't want to. You always have excuses, or I'm not going to send video emails because I didn't do my makeup today, or I didn't work out, or whatever it is. Check it. When you check that ego and realize it's okay to not be perfect, it's okay to be you, you'll start taking your business to the next level and actually start providing service. You don't have to sell. The homes sell themselves, right? I don't have to convince somebody why to buy house A over house B. The homes do that. It's their purchase. It's putting myself in the position of service to be available to them. And when you get your ego out of the way, it allows you to do that. Real estate has changed, right? So the way we're doing real estate today isn't the way we were doing it a year ago, or 5 years ago, or health, 10 years ago. It's changed a lot, right? And I think we get stuck in a rut. When somebody calls, they want to list their house. Okay, when do you want me to come see it? I need to come look at it. We all know, right? If you're listening to this, guys, let's talk majority. You know a majority of the time what the home's worth before you ever show up, right? What is the seller hiring? When is the seller hiring? You're in their industry. What is the seller hiring? They're not hiring who can value the home the best. They're hiring who they like, who has the best marketing campaign, who's going to get the most exposure, sell their home for the most amount of money in the least amount of time possible. So when I'm talking to a seller, I don't need to come see your home unless you want to hire me as a marketer. Is your goal what the value is I put on it, or to get you the most amount of money in the least amount of time possible? They always pick the latter. Perfect. So what I want to do is, you want to hire a marketing company that can do that, right? Absolutely. Perfect. I want you to come in because we use so much technology to get your home in front of thousands of people. We want to actually show you our list of active and hot buyers and our entire spread of marketing materials, but we can't do that in your living room. So is this evening or tomorrow afternoon a better time for you to come see how we're going to get you the most amount of money in the least amount of time possible? They will come in. You just have to ask. They will literally come to your office, look at your marketing plan, and they'll hire you to sell their home. The price is only an objection. If you're saying, I could never do that because I need to come see their home to tell them what it's worth first, you haven't built enough value. Price is only an objection in the absence of value. You're a marketer. Stand out. Be different. Bring them in. When I set the appointment and I bring them in, I have an A-frame. I've all seen like sandwich boards at a sandwich shop or something like that have the specials on them. When I tell them, perfect, it was great, go ahead and we got you set for 2 o'clock tomorrow, and look for the VIP parking, it'll have your name on it. I have a sandwich board that says VIP parking. I print out their name on a big piece of paper, stick it right on it. I make it from a presentation. When they walk in, on the table, different types of flyers, they can choose the style of flyer that they like. They can see our signs. They can see, I'm going to literally pull up in my CRM within Firepoint and show them my list of active and hot buyers that are looking in their area, in their price range. That's what they care about, right? The market's going to dictate the price of their home. And once I, as a professional, educate them and understand, there's very few objections to me having to go see their home before getting the listing.
Wonderful. And Gabe, if people that are watching want to learn more about you, where can they go?
Firepoint.net. So just Firepoint, Firepoint.net. Get on, there's a lot of information. We do a ton of training videos, right? We're talking about lead gen, lead conversion, listing strategy, script training. Like there's so much in there. Come on there. You can find our YouTube channel as well, where we work with top coaches, top agents. Guys, there's enough business for everyone, right? It doesn't matter if they're in my market, in your market. Most people aren't going to implement. We have a great network of people who are going to share their strategies that are working. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Learn from those of us that have spent, we fail all the time, right? I also talked earlier about not being afraid to fail. We've lost tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars failing, but we've learned from it. Learn from our mistakes so you don't have to make the same ones.